We had all the training to go in on D-Day, but because of the fact that where they had chosen that we go in, they say we would have been slaughtered. We never made it. We spent, I don't know, several days or it seemed like a week or so out there on the channel just waiting for the call to come in. And then when we did, we had to climb from the Liberty ship down into a landing craft, and then they came in close to the shore with the landing craft, and we had to wade ashore. And the beach was a mess. And in the first buildings we saw, churches and everything were blowing up, houses were destroyed. And then when we moved inland, we began to see the bodies were still out there, and parachutes were laying all over, and from that point on, we were in a combat area. They would come in at nighttime and strafe us, and see the anti-aircraft guns going off with tracers. It looked like the 4th of July at nighttime. Sky would light up, and the way the bombers would go by overhead, plane after plane, and the ground would shake. You knew that they were, still bombing up ahead of us. I talked to God, or I yelled at God, why are you letting all this happen? And I mean, you see your buddies being shot and laying there, and you hear them, that death rattle. You knew they were on their way out. Why is all this happening? And then I realized after I calmed down that He put me right where I'm supposed to be. I felt that He was going to look after me somehow. And without my faith, I probably couldn't have done what I did. I mean, that gave me the courage to go forward. I usually said the Our Father, the Hail Mary, and an act of contrition, and blessed be God, and then just talk to God for a few minutes, and whatever was on my mind at that particular point in time, and ask Him to be with me for that day, and let Your will be done. If I had been killed, I still, that's what it was supposed to be. Everything, going back and everything, I shouldn't be here. There's a lot of times I think, well, this is it. I mean, I knew that Hürtgen Forest, that was terrible. I had a German tank right behind me. They were yelling at me to surrender, and I just kept going. And the plane came down, and I don't know where it came from. There was a foxhole up here, and he was right behind me, and coming down the road, and I jumped in the foxhole, and the plane came down, boom, and knocked out the tank. And the Hürtgen Forest, we were 5 days without food or water. 6th day, they said, we got the message saying that you were completely surrounded. If you can wander back through the German lines safely, we will have some ambulances there to take you to the hospital. I found out later that both sides decided, let's cease fire and get some of our dead and wounded out. And that's what when we went through the lines at that particular point in time. Another time I was running across this field, and all of a sudden I could hear this 88 coming in, and I hit the ground, and I thought, this is it. I was going to be probably blown to pieces, and I could hear it go. It came in and thump, it went, and I looked over, and it didn't explode. It was a dud, and I got up and ran. Somehow I managed to get through all that, and I feel that was by the grace of God that I was able to do that, or divine intervention, whichever you like to call it. I kind of together, but I felt that my faith and God was stronger than ever. Of course, came back home, and I met the most beautiful girl in the world, and I married her, and had 6 children, and worked for IBM, and had some good promotions, and was getting near where I get in my retirement age, and I thought, what am I going to do now? And I talked to the priest that I was very friendly with, and he said, why don't you become a deacon? I said, well, I'll think about it. So 3 different people asked me, and I thought, well, maybe I should put my name in. I thought this was one way that I could repay God for getting me through what I did. I wanted to do something special for Him.